Marketing is offense and everything else is defense. We have a tendency of discussing, I don't know if tendency is the right word, but I'm going to go with it. Discussing strategy, where to get started, how to head down the path of attacking social media as a potential, you know, marketing tool, maybe the most important marketing tool or a sidebar marketing tool in your business. But today, Tristan and I are going to talk about something more specific to us and hopefully to give some of you some clarity on where this can go. And that is, what are we doing currently right now, pivoting? And actually, we haven't discussed this with each other. So I don't know what Tristan's going to say, and I don't know if he knows what I'm going to say. So this should be interesting.
Dude, that's what makes these, by the way, the best. It's like a little mastermind.
I like it. I like it. Which, by the
Uh,
way, I wanted to share something too. I heard, I listen to Gary Vee all the time. He said something the other day when I was listening to a podcast. Uh, Marketing is is offense, and everything else is defense.
mm,
Interesting statement. Interesting statement. Because I was thinking about it. I was thinking to myself, like, well, what about networking? What about, prospecting? Um, is that not offense? But it was a profound statement. Obviously, he was talking to a room of people, of entrepreneurs, basically telling them, and this is what he said. I don't know, I can't repeat it verbatim, but if you're not posting every single day on social media, you're basically going to go out of business is what I think he intended to say. He didn't say it that way, but I can send you that latest podcast.
please
It was a good
do.
one. I'm actually going to listen to it a second time.
I agree with that. When you look at the greatest entrepreneurs of the last 100 years or so, maybe a little bit less, you look at the ability to market something being the differentiating factor outside of the actual product or idea working. So
Hmm.
yeah, they had a good product, of course, right? You can't fucking market shit in it, right? That'll die out fast. But without marketing, dude, it will not work. I'm thinking of the guy that created, so Sony, the guy that created Sony after World War II. I'm drawing a blank as to who it was. It's a duo. But when they created the Walkman, which you and I carried with us everywhere. I mean, I had a Walkman. Did you have a Walkman, dude? I had a
Of
Walkman.
course, of course. Yep.
So the way that they announced it first was that music that can fit in your pocket, right? It was marketing. The pockets, they couldn't fit it. So they had to get a slightly oversized pocket to make it fit. And that was the marketing. But as soon as they did that, it blew the hell up. It's like,
Yeah.
shit, I can carry it everywhere. Same thing
Yeah.
with Steve Jobs. It's like he is all 100% marketing, right? He's just selling a computer, dude. That's it. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
And when
agree with that.
And
I
when
agree
you
with
think
that.
about it too, especially the industry that we speak to the most, and honestly, this does apply to pretty much all industries. And I'm learning that the more and more I deal with all these different industries. But when you think about real estate and mortgage, and I was thinking about this as I was driving home after he said this, I was thinking, man, like there are so many real estate professionals in both industries, probably even more so on the mortgage side, that don't market at all.
Hmm.
They don't even, it's like, it's not even in their vocabulary. The only thing that they might do is maybe prospect. And by prospecting, pick up the phone, call some realtors as a real estate agent, pick up the phone, call some past customers, go to a few networking events. Um, but they don't market. And
Mm.
it's I don't know, man. I don't know where
You think? Maybe it's two things. And then we'll get into it here. I think number one, it's that they weren't taught this in growing into this business, right? Like we're business owners. What should we do, right? We should market. Here's what marketing looks like. Here's what you should do, right? That's one. And two, this is a harder one, but maybe this isn't the business for them because when we're passionate enough about something, we figure out every possible way to make it work,
Yeah.
right? And this may not be for them, dude.
I think more so than blaming the individual agent, I do think it's the entry into the industry that lacks this training or doesn't put an emphasis on the training. They put an emphasis on the technical aspects, which is very important, you know, obviously knowing how to navigate a transaction, but without the thing is, it's like you can't put the cart before the horse. And they're teaching people how to navigate a transaction, but they don't have a transaction without marketing. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it just again
I,
sends me down a rabbit hole of my of thoughts. But it's interesting
Hmm.
how honestly, dude, all industries, when I think about it, because again, I'm now dealing with construction companies and cabinet building companies and go-kart tracks and short-term rental, all these different paths, industries, and not any one of them would honestly say to me, "Yeah, I feel really good about my ability to be good at marketing."
yeah,
Says
no.
no one. It's
Interesting.
interesting.
All right. So maybe it's leaning more towards no, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still feel like if you're really into whatever you're into, you're in this business. By the way, Brian, hello. I'm watching you on Instagram. Thank you for taking us through Italy.
Mhm.
We love watching what you're eating. That's my
Yeah.
favorite part.
Now he's on the Mediterranean cruise.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I think, man, I don't know. I have to go back to passion because like think of think of all the people that love, absolutely love, like dramatically love. They wake up saying, I love this shit. They go to sleep saying, I love this shit, right? And they find a way to market. They find a way, meaning they find a way to show up and know what's next so other people find out about it. And they do such an amazing job that people are naturally attracted to them. And they're like, man, we love the way Jeff is doing this. And that becomes its own form of marketing, but you're showing up enough. So
Yeah.
I say there's a part to that we haven't touched on because some of it does fall on us, man. It's our responsibility to say, are we passionate enough about this to figure it out? Because nobody's going to come and save us.
Yeah.
All right. With that, I love the transition. What are you doing to market, to show up better, differently, more? What are you doing? What's the next thing you're getting into?
You know, I'm shifting. I think you, as you know, and part of that pivot is maybe a little bit of frustration, maybe a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, as you know how that's how I operate. But I am of the mindset anymore that I believe so much in what I've been doing, what I'm doing, and what's working that I'm
Hmm.
kind of moving on from feeling like I need to convince people that it works, and I'm just going to continue to just do it. And
Hmm.
that's kind of where I'm at. Now, my shift is actually going all in on YouTube,
Okay.
and we are in the process of planning and preparing for some very niche channels. And so I'll tell you what the first two are going to be. The first one is going to obviously be around real estate. So I'm thinking about right now names of the YouTube channel. And I
Hmm.
think I'm going to keep it very simple and SEO friendly. And I'm going to do
Okay.
something like touring real estate at Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay. I
And
like that.
rather than Lake of the Ozarks real estate, I want it to be touring because that's what we're going to do. But I also don't want to just pigeonhole ourselves to listings. In other words, I'm fairly confident we're going to get some homeowners that are so proud of their home, love our content, love our channel. They're going to say, hey, do my home. And so couple of things we're wrestling with right now. We're wrestling with the name, which I'd love feedback. If anybody wants to offer it, please offer it.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling with should we just tour homes that are $1 million or more, or
Mm-hmm.
should we do a variety? Because Tristan, the ultimate goal, which is one of the big shifts for me here, is monetization.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really
Monetize
had that.
the channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Got
So
it.
I'm most interested in subs and metrics, which has never been something, like when I'm going after the business, I'm not interested in that. Now I'm becoming interested in that. Now, my secondary goal with this channel is to become the Zillow of the Lake of the Ozarks. That's more of a chip on the shoulder. That's more of a big FU to all of the agents that brush me aside so I can not be a licensed agent and have the lead and give them the middle finger and give them out to the people that believed in me. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Um, that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, which will probably start on short form before YouTube, is short-term rentals. As a result of this process, which you all know what my kind of evolution has been with the lake, we're finding that I get really strong engagement and uh, direct DMs asking about the short-term rental homes that we post about.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm partnering with one of the short-term rental companies. We're going to build a concierge service, something else that doesn't exist. But more than anything, the owner of the short-term rental company, anybody who does short-term rentals can probably attest to this, that well, I don't know if everybody is, but he's after direct bookings. Like get people to not book through Airbnb or VRBO, get them to book direct because the customer will save money and we'll make more money. And so that's basically one of the goals with this. And honestly, it's kind of just an accidental backed into it. And so that one's going to be like, I'll need help with this too. Vacation Lake of the Ozarks.
I
So
like that's
because then,
that would be awesome.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. And so that one will be more than just homes, but that'll be the primary, that's the focus of it. But then it'll be, what are the things to do while you're vacationing? Take your family go-karting. Here's the best place to
Dude.
rent boats. Here's the best place to parasail, which by the way, I'm going parasailing on Friday because somebody reached out and said, "Hey, can we take you parasailing and you'll create content for us?" So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Well, I saw that. I saw the one you did where you, what was it? The cool water park? Is it kid
Oh
park?
yeah. Yeah, the flyover.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. Dude,
That
that
was
that
cute.
video went viral. So many I would have never expected it. This was my mindset on this one. I think I've mentioned this before. I drive by it all the way, all the time, going up into the other parts of the lake. And we were driving back from something. My mother-in-law was in the car. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get off the highway here and fly because I had my drone. I'm gonna fly the drone over the water park and just do an update video on the updates that are coming to the water park. Not thinking
Cool.
really anything of it. It's just what I do. And dude, that
Well,
video,
if it's the new
yeah.
brand that you're, oh, the new direction you're going, right?
Yeah, yeah, that would be the perfect for the vacation rental one. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot stress enough to you people listening to this. It's so easy.
All
It's
right.
in fact, my problem anymore, Tristan, is I have so much content. I'm struggling to wrap my head around, especially now that I live there. I'm struggling to wrap my head around what should I post and when should I post it because I have so much stuff now.
All right, question. Let's get a little bit more technical, granular. How are you
Okay.
gonna let's break down both. How are you gonna do the the property tour one? Where does that start? How often are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it on your phone? Who's
Yeah.
gonna shoot it? Give me the details
Um,
on
Great
this.
question. And I've been thinking a lot about this. So I think we're actually doing our first one as we speak, and it's a kind of a famous home. And so what I'm thinking about doing, because I'm thinking about efficiency. So I'm thinking one long form a week to start. That'll depend on how many properties that are falling in our lap. If we get more, we might do more than that. But so for efficiency's purposes, here's what I've because I now have a videographer who's going to be helping me, and so we are going to test. I'm going to shoot a an intro in some cases at the properties, in some cases in my office because I don't know that it matters.
Mhm.
Um, and then we are going to do your typical walkthrough of a listing, but rather than me being in the video, I'm just going to have my videographer shoot them or I'll shoot them and I'm going to do voiceovers because I
I think
feel
that's
like
brilliant.
if I do a voiceover, I can have the MLS sheet right in front of me. I can have the details right in front of me. I won't forget anything. I can make cheeky little jokes. I don't have to be fresh. My mind doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? And so we're going to test it out and see if intro, voiceover, walkthrough, outro. And we're going to be aiming for about a 7 to 10 minute video.
I'll tell you that that will work. I watch that happen here locally in Malibu. So when I go and do broker opens on Wednesdays, I encounter people, videographers that are just going through with their I don't have it
Yeah.
here, but with their little cool little Osmo
Yeah.
or with like a different camera, and they're just shooting for the actual creator. So
Yeah.
they're bringing it back and they're doing the exact same thing. Well,
Yeah.
I love what you're doing, which is the voiceover. I think they just put music behind it on their end. I love the voiceover piece because that keeps you in the center. And I love that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
really good idea. All right.
Thank you.
So you are going to, I love the idea of the intro. It doesn't matter where you're at. I like that you're doing the voiceover a lot. That allows you to scale this,
And keep
right?
it authentic. Yep.
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 Video guy. Okay, how much are you paying the video guy to go out once a week to do this?
Huh. Uh, I don't know
It,
yet. Maybe nothing. Um, I offered him 20 bucks an hour, but at the same token, he's a young creator. He's a college kid who's also been forming his own channels. And there's two things. A, he kind of looks up to me, wants to learn from me. B, I told him that I would likely make him a partner in the YouTube channels. And so that might be the payment right there. Plus, he's getting access to some really amazing content that he wouldn't otherwise get access to for his pages as well.
that's true.
Well, so 20 bucks an hour is what I offered him, and I probably will pay him occasionally, but when I have offered a few times, he's like, I'm not taking your money. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. Once a week. Is he also going to edit the video or does your internal
No. And which helps. Yeah. So all he's doing is raw. And then I'm the only thing I'm training him to do is to better organize it. So when he sends it to my team, then I then send instructions to my team. That's what Ann and I were talking about before you joined today. And then it's kind of a team effort. So the cadence or the strategy will be he'll shoot it, and if he can't, I'll shoot it, and then send it to the team. Team will do the first edit, send it back to me because I'll create the voiceover from the final edit. Then I'll send it back to the team with the voiceover to put the voiceover over the final video. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Two questions. Where did you find this kid?
He found me through social.
Where did he message you? What platform?
Uh, either TikTok or Instagram, one of the two.
Okay, cool. Next question. How do you get to shoot these houses if they're not your listings?
Um, we do one of two things. They either find us or we find them. So, like this most recent listing, I just did outreach. One of my agent friends said, "Hey, the house with all the elk statues is on the market. There's an agent open house. We're gonna go there."
I saw that
Um,
video, the shorter
yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah. So they went there. I said, "Hey, will you mention to the agent? Just ask her if she's interested." She didn't actually, it was interesting. I think she thought I was an agent because once I reached out to her and I explained what I do, she was all about it. She's like, "Oh my God, this would be amazing. Yes, please." But I've learning that I think you've got to. I need to do a better job of doing outreach and letting them know I'm not a threat. I'm just there to help them.
Mm.
Which by the way, this kid, his name is Jack. I call him a kid. He's not even 21. Dude's got his own part-time VA doing outreach to all of the real estate agents at the Lake of the Ozarks. He's got his own spreadsheet I mean, this kid, I'm like, dude, you are an anomaly for your
Yeah, sounds
generation.
like it.
I'm like, I'm impressed. And he's like, you can have the spreadsheet and you can, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, uh, but that's, I think, and from a simplistic standpoint, that's it. I expect we're going to be, people are going to want us, but I can tell you just off the top of my head, I've got access to at least 10 several million-dollar homes right now. And so we'd be
Okay.
set for a while, but that's it. Like the idea is to make this channel the place to showcase a home.
Got it.
And so that's why my focus is really the creation place first, because I got to get that down and get it right before I even launch the channel.
I like the idea of starting with the the eye candy properties first, get
Yeah,
into that groove. And I love like a shorter second phase, maybe a few months later. Then you start including other properties. But I like that at the beginning, they're all going to be
yeah,
super sexy and great. Like I'd watch them, right? And then now that you have me hooked, it's like, okay, you have an audience. Now you can
yeah,
start bringing in the shittiest property I've ever seen
yeah.
in Ozarks,
That,
right?
I feel like I don't need a plan for that yet. It's going
Yeah,
to materialize
I
itself.
agree.
You know what I mean? Just like the next question you might have is, are you going to do shorts? And I think so. But I think we're going to do shorts strictly as a way to try to get more people to watch the longs.
I
So
like that.
really true teasers of teasing properties basically, and like really using like hooks, like wait till you see these four features, blah blah blah, and then give them 2.5, something like that.
Hmm. You know what
I
you
don't
could
know.
do on the shorts? Are you still thinking of doing the voiceovers on the short or no?
Probably not. Probably just
Okay.
doing them kind of like the one you just saw, where I did
Yeah.
that over the pool and I came around.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that.
because somebody's going to see that, I think, and be like, oh shit. Like, in fact, I had several messages. I've always wanted to see the inside of that house. And I'm like, stay tuned. You will.
That's cool. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the Airbnb short-term rentals. Fuck. All right. This is part one, guys. We're going to do three, four parts to
Or,
this one.
or you.
Yeah, well, we'll get to me. Don't worry.
I'm
But
actually very curious to hear where you're going. So I'm anxious.
so this is like a four-parter, dude.
It might
So
be. It might be. And make sure you make notes for us so we don't forget this, because we'll forget
yeah, this is actually
now.
good. So next one, just so that we stay on track, let's talk about the channel now for short-term rentals. What does that look like, right? And is there a different plan of attack where you're going to do the same? And then we'll pivot then and I'll be like, this is what I'm doing. And then we'll see where we're at. But I have a feeling it's going to be a three or four parter.
I was just going to say, actually, this could be an ongoing thing, because as we head down this journey, I can tell you right now, what I told you today is probably going to be different in a couple of weeks as I continue to progress.
Dude,
You know what I
I
mean?
know it will. I know it will. I have a feeling this is a good session to do quarterly.
Yeah,
Like
or maybe
just
in perpetuity.
between the both of us, like,
Yeah.
hey, what are you doing next? What are we working on now?
It's such
Interesting.
a it's such a copycat thing that I do think it's so. Those of you that are listening, I applaud you for that, because we're telling you, like, copy this. I'm
Yep.
doing this because it works, because it's literally becoming my life. That's if that's not a better sales point, I don't know what is. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, dude, think about yeah, well, you know what? We'll talk about it next time. I've got some ideas for you. This
all
is
right.
really cool. I love this. This is what we should do in these. This is the best session.
I
Best
do think we
session.
just pivoted. I think we just pivoted on the podcast.
Best sessions, dude, hands down.
All
Thanks,
right.
buddy.